It is 13 degrees. It is sunny. It is going up to 21 degrees today. And still ahead, you're going to meet a police officer who started in the ghetto and the slums. And growing up black was difficult for him, but all of a sudden he finds himself as a role model for people across America as he's creating these positive national headlines for his work at a time when things aren't looking that positive for officers in the media. So you're going to be meeting him coming up after 10:30. Also, we're still going to get back to this. It's a question online in France. It's illegal for grocers to throw away edible food. It must be donated. Should Canada ban grocers throwing away food, forcing them to donate instead? I shared a personal story that I encountered at a Loblaw here that changed my whole perspective on the story that people don't really know about beyond that. And that is, by the way, going up on CFRA.com if you missed it. Word for word conversation exchange between me and Loblaw and how it got to this point where now I'm asking you this question. But you know I've talked a lot about Fozzie Bear, and you know he's listening to the show right now. Hi, Fozzie Bear. Mama loves this is you. Yeah, the goods is named the goods for a reason. I like adding S to things. Fun fact, I didn't even name the goods. That was my boss's. They added S to that, but I really do have bosses, plural. But I digress. So, Fozzie Bear is my rescue. But really, he rescued me. And he continues to rescue me on a day-to-day basis, especially during the pandemic, I have to say. And right now, you have the opportunity, Ottawa has the opportunity to come together to make a huge difference in the lives of our homeless furry friends with a day of giving by the Ottawa Humane Society. So joining me right now from the Ottawa Humane Society, we have its Director of Outreach and Development. She should also be the Director of super cool last names, Lori Marcantonio. Good morning.
Good morning, Dahlia. Thanks so much for having me on your show.
How can I not with a last name like that? I love it. And also we have the Chief Veterinarian from the Ottawa Humane Society, and it's nothing against your last name. It is nothing against your last name. I just don't think any of us can compete with Mark Antonio. She is Dr. Shelley Hutchings. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
See, am I right? Mark Antonio is a pretty sweet last name.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, we just had a segment about getting kids adopted, human children adopted, and the need for love and how it changes the lives of the families, not just the children who need these homes, but the lives of the families who take them in. Taking in a dog when you are ready and when you understand what comes with a dog, it could really change everything for a family, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So this is why, if I may, go into discussing what our Day of Giving is. So Sunday, September the 13th, really was the day that the walk, our annual walk that's been happening now for more than 30 years, was to take place. And of course, with the current COVID crisis, we've had to cancel all of our events. So the Day of Giving is a great opportunity for people to come together to make a huge, huge difference for Ottawa's animals. Highlight some donations and one-time gifts that our generous community make before the end of the day tomorrow, Sunday, September 13th. They're actually being triple matched up to $120,000 by our generous sponsors. So we have Hills and we have Ren's Pet Expo and BCA Animal Hospitals and an anonymous donor that have really stepped up to provide care and support for Ottawa's animals. So we would encourage people to call and make their donation now. The number, if I may, is 613-909-8729. So the community support is hugely important for Ottawa's animals. Ottawa's homeless animals rely on the public support for life-saving care that they receive every single day. And the public health crisis that we're going through has really intensified this need. So as the state of emergency unfolded in our city in March, our adoptions were temporarily suspended. Many of our volunteer programs were deferred and remain so, and all of our major fundraising events were canceled. So the animals are really, really in need of life-saving care, surgeries every single day.
So if you're just joining, I'm Dahlia, this is The Good, and we have our friends from the Ottawa Humane Society with us right now for their Day of Giving because they need store health Lori Mark Antonio is with us, and so is Dr. Shelley Hutchings, the chief vet there. Dr. Hutchings, when we talk about these life-saving surgeries that these animals need, what are the types of surgeries that we're looking at? What's happening to animals who are out of care?
Yeah, so there's certainly a few animals that I can talk to you about, just to sort of highlight the types of cases we see and the care that the animals need that come through our doors. So Nala is about 9 weeks old now. She's a little kitten that came into our care on September 1st. And she had suffered a trauma to her abdominal wall, which had caused a hernia right into her abdomen. And this was a life-threatening injury for little Nala. And she required an emergency surgery to explore her abdomen and repair that hernia. And I have to say the surgery was pretty tricky on such a tiny little patient. And the exploratory revealed she had also suffered multiple other small little tears to her abdominal wall that required repair. And the surgery was a great success. She did really well under anesthesia. Post-operatively, she was admitted to our critical care ward, and she received pain relief medication, antibiotics, and regular veterinary follow-up care. And by September 5th, only 4 days later, she was doing so well, she was able to be placed into a foster home, and she continued to heal. And without the help of our donors, we would never be able to do this life-saving work, providing emergency surgery like this. It requires costly medical equipment, surgical supplies such as suture materials, surgical instruments, and anesthesia. And it's our donors and our Palm Monthly donors that make miracles possible like this for animals like Nala.
Throughout the morning, I've been talking about food banks and how our food banks are on the brink. And this is a difficult time, so much so that we haven't even really hit the crust yet. It's going to get worse as more and more people, we see more and more businesses closing down. We see more and more people losing their jobs, finding it difficult to find employment. And while we talk about humans and their need for food from the food bank, there's also dogs and cats. They need food too. They could be with families who are struggling to feed themselves. So you have a way to help people with that too.
Absolutely, we do. In addition to all the life-saving surgeries that the community support provides and everyday care to the animals in the shelter, we noticed a real need in our community during the COVID pandemic. And we began to open up our emergency pet food bank to ensure that families that were impacted by COVID-19 have the essential supplies for their pets. If they're not able to get out to the store, if their employment has been compromised and they can't afford to buy, basic things for their pets like cat litter and pet food. And so there are dozens and dozens of clients in the city that come and use this emergency pet food bank on a regular basis.
So if people want to help with the Ottawa Humane Society's Day of Giving, what do they need to do, Rory?
They need to call now, 613-909-8729. Michelle is standing by to take your call. Or you can go online at ottawahumane.ca. The animals really need help urgently.
It's always so sad to hear, about the most vulnerable creatures that we have right now, and they need your help. And it doesn't just make a difference in their life. It really makes a very big difference in your life too, and your mental health. And I just hope that we can help more of our little furry friends, because I bet it will help more of the community at the same time. Thank you both for taking your time to join us today.
Well, thank you so much, Dahlia, for having us. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, and for taking care of all of our little friends too, who ultimately really do take care of us. Lori Mark Antonio is a very super cool last name. If I had a new dog right now, I just might name him Mark Antonio, Mr. Mark Antonio. It would probably be a boy. Yeah, see, that's in your honor, Lori. And Dr. Shelley Hutchings, she's the chief vet from the Ottawa Humane Society. I'm Dahlia. This is good. So it's your day of giving. Go ahead and help our little friends. Also ahead, you're going to meet an African-American police officer. He starts in the slums. Now he's making national headlines for his positive work that he's doing. And of course, we have to revisit this puppy In France, it's illegal for grocers to throw away edible food. It must be donated. Should Canada ban grocers throwing away food too, forcing them to donate instead? Yeah, I said forcing. Yeah, I did. What you gonna do about it? You've been responding about it is what you've been doing. We're going to get some of those responses. Next, 10, 19, 13 degrees. The sun is out, going up to 21. I'm Dahlia. This is the Goods on 580 CFRA. Out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow. East side to the west side.
You're listening to News Talk 580 CFRA, Ottawa's home for breaking news. Get smart. Win an Amazon Echo smart speaker from News Talk 580 CFRA, presented by the Ottawa Lincoln dealers. Experience your aviator discovery drive today. Working from home? Now you can listen to News Talk 580 CFRA on your Amazon Echo smart speaker.
Play News Talk 580 CFRA. Good choice.
Make listening to us on your Amazon Echo smart speaker part of your daily routine. Your first chance of the day to instantly win is just after 6 a.m. weekdays on the Morning Rush with Bill Carroll, exclusively from News Talk 580 CFRA.
Fall has arrived with guaranteed prizes. Because on September 12th, it's the Lotto 649 Super Draw. Every ticket is a chance at 10 guaranteed prizes of $25,000, plus the guaranteed $1 million prize and the jackpot. So don't miss out on Saturday, September 12th. Get your tickets for the Lotto 649 Super Draw, because with so many guaranteed prizes, plus the jackpot, somebody's going to win. It could be you.
Let the Farm Boy chefs lay on a 4-person goodbye to summer barbecue you simply reheat and serve. Dig into tangy, sweet baby back ribs served with famous Farm Boy buffalo flattened chicken. Add incredible sides, corn with bacon butter, mesquite roasted potatoes, and toasted almond cabbage slaw. For dessert, Farm Boy apple peach crumble. Serves 4 people for just $119.99. Order your goodbye to summer barbecue in-store or at farmboy.ca by September 16th and pick up Saturday, September 19th at Farm Boy.
It was 50 years between championships for Kansas City. Who will it be this year? Can Brady and Gronk win in Tampa? Is Lamar Jackson this year's Patrick Mahomes? And what about the Cowboys, Saints, and Seahawks? TSN 1200 is the home of Monday and Thursday night football and Sunday triple headers right through the playoffs in Super Bowl 55. TSN 1200, the NFL plays here.
It's off the line, defended by Simmons. Is this the
Follow the Raptors as they look to repeat as champs in Orlando. The 2020 NBA playoffs.
Brought to you by CoolBet.co, Alpine Credits, and CQ Bear Barbecue.
On TSN 1200.
I don't wanna wait.
You're listening to The Goods with Dahlia Kurtz on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Hello, you. It's 10:23 a.m. The skies are mostly sunny. The degrees are 13, going to 21. I'm Dahlia. This is The Good. Still ahead. You're going to meet an officer. They're getting a lot of bad news lately. They really, really are. But this is a man who turned his life around, and he's turning things around too for his community, making national headlines in the U.S. And I thought he was a fantastic example because his story is even touching us locally with the kindness that is pouring in from it. But I have this question for you online. It was sparked by a recent trip that I had to Loblaw on Rideau, where I found a yogurt that was 2 weeks past its best before date. It was on sale. I get in touch with Loblaw after sending them the picture. They say it's not good practice to put stuff like that on their shelf if it's after the best before date. And then they tell me they have assured me that their store manager has personally taken care of that. I immediately go to the store where I find numerous containers that are a couple of weeks past their best before date of that same yogurt that was apparently disposed of. And I took pictures. I got back in touch with Loblaw. They got back in touch with me. And late. It was not a speedy reply. And then when I went back to the store after that, All of those yogurts were now gone, but coincidentally the price of the yogurt had gone up. So this led me down a path of looking at how we deal with food waste. And Canada is one of the worst offenders in the world when it comes to food waste. France has a program where it's illegal for grocers to throw away edible food. It has to be donated. So should Canada ban grocers from throwing away foods, forcing them to donate instead? So many people have gotten in touch with me from their research institute of their own research to say, yeah, but you can't donate because there are laws. No, there are very clear laws that actually do protect donors. There are better laws in France, however, and they haven't had any problems there with this bye-bye. But I got an interesting message from Emily on Facebook, and she says, as someone who owns a business that donates our end-of-day products every day to 7 different charities and food banks within the city. Good for you, Emily. Thank you very much for that. She says food insecurity is a huge problem. The government should be encouraging this. Dahlia, you just brought up tax breaks for grocers. Well, I can assure you we don't get a tax break for donating our products, and we donate approximately $350,000 retail worth of products every year. It's crazy. One, Emily, I have to say again, thank you for what you do. I wish we didn't need food banks. We shouldn't need food banks in one of the most resource-rich countries in the world, but we do. And thank you for helping to feed people. The other side of this is, like I said, I spoke to the Ottawa Food Bank, and they said that Loblaw does not ask for a donation receipt. They can ask for a donation receipt for the fair market value of the goods. This is what Ottawa Food Bank said to me after I researched that same information as well. But the reason that they don't, Ottawa Food Bank said to me, the reason why they don't ask for that donation receipt, which you can ask for too, by the way, the reason why they don't is because they end up getting more money, I was told by Ottawa Food Bank, through doing other write-offs and deductions based upon that food that they just gave on their income tax filing instead. And the CRA, to be clear, and I told this to Emily too, does give refundable tax credits for donations with registered Canadian charities, and many people don't realize this. Also, the food bank confirmed that you can 100% ask for a tax receipt for the donation for the food's fair market value, and that would give you a refundable tax credit. It's about 46%. So 46% of what you donated you will get back as a refundable tax credit from the CRA. The food bank also told me, again, this is rare for a grocer to ask for this donation receipt because the grocer can write it off in a different way on their taxes that will ensure better benefits to their bottom line. And Michael says, by the way, there are already laws throughout Canada that protect those who donate food from civil liability. Yes, and I've stated this too in Ontario since 1994. It's just that our laws are nothing like the French laws that require stores to donate surplus edible food rather than throw it away. What are your thoughts? You can continue to weigh in on this conversation on 580 CFRA's Facebook page. You can tweet me at Dahlia Kurtz. I have to say, this is probably one of the most tweeted and retweeted conversations that I've seen us have yet. In France, it is illegal for grocers to throw away edible food. It must be donated. So why in Canada have we not done the same thing when we have food banks that are starving for help, when we have people who are eating out of garbage bins on Rideau, trying to find something? Why aren't we doing better? Yes, I told you about how Loblaw is helping our food banks. Yes, I told you that the Ottawa Food Bank says we have a great relationship with Loblaw. Thank you very much for that food. Food is still going in the garbage. And I was asked to pay. At the grocery store, they were selling yogurt that was beyond their best before date. Asked to pay for it. Why aren't they just selling that or giving that away, the Ottawa Food Bank instead? A lot of things that seem very confusing here. You go ahead, weigh in on that. I'm going to introduce you to somebody who's introducing kindness and poverty, kindness and prosperity. Poverty's on my mind in a way that you wouldn't quite imagine given recent headlines. It's 10:29. It's 13 degrees, heading up to 21. I'm Dahlia. This is The Goods on 580 CFRA. I'll let you down.
You're always just minutes away from the latest news and weather and breaking news when it happens on News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio is the #1 streaming app for radio, podcasts, news, and music. All my friends get connected. Your favorite radio stations, podcasts from the world's greatest storytellers, playlists for any mood, artist radio, and so much more. Stay connected to your community and your world. Keep connected.
Connected all the time.
iHeartRadio.
A fun way to connect.
Download the free app today. Download it now. iHeartRadio.
Good morning, I'm Zach McGibbon. It's 10:30. Here are the top stories from CTV News. And we start with some breaking news. For the second straight day, the number of new COVID-19 cases in the province is over 200. According to Ontario Health Minister Christine Elliott on Twitter, there are 232 new cases of COVID-19 being reported by the province today. Elliott noted that 67% of the cases today are in people under the age of 40. Of the 232 new cases, Ottawa reported 27 cases. A full breakdown of Ottawa's COVID-19 numbers are expected to be released by Ottawa Public Health at 12:30 this afternoon. Over 2,300 students will need to find a different way to get to school on Monday. A severe bus driver shortage has caused 30 school bus routes to be canceled and 146 to be modified. Some older students will be moved to public transit. The Ottawa Student Transportation Authority says a list of schools and all cancellations and changes will be posted online and updated daily by noon. A speech from the throne is coming September 23rd as the Liberal government looks to offer Canadians a revamped plan for the post-COVID-19 recovery. One of the big policy items now up for discussion is a guaranteed basic income for all Canadians. The idea is one of more than 50 priority resolutions from the governing party's provincial and territorial organizations and its various commissions that will be the subject, starting today, of a 2-week online discussion among registered Liberals. Those are the top stories. Your next CTV News update at 11 o'clock. From the CTV Weather Center, today mainly sunny, a high of 21. Tonight, increasing clouds with a chance of showers overnight, a low of 16. Tomorrow, cloudy, showers start in the morning with a risk of a thunderstorm. Anywhere between 15 to 25 millimeters of rain could drop. A high of 20 will feel like 25 with the humidity. And for Monday, mix of sun and clouds, slight chance of showers, and a high of 30. Right now in the capital, it is 13 degrees and mainly sunny outside. And now you're up to date. From the CTV Newsroom, I'm Zach McGibbon.
This is News Talk 580 CFRA. Get breaking news alerts sent directly to your smartphone. Stay connected all the time. Sign up right now at CFRA.com. News Talk 580 CFRA. Ottawa's home for breaking news.
Your employer says they're going to reduce your pay because you're underperforming in your job. Do you have to accept that change? What are your rights? Get those answers now at pocketemploymentlawyer.ca. Answer a few quick questions online, and pocketemploymentlawyer.ca will review your situation and tell you if an employer has the right to change aspects of your job and what you can do about it. It's the accurate, anonymous, and free way to learn how to enforce your rights. Before you call an employment lawyer, use pocketemploymentlawyer.ca.
Hi, it's Andy from the Car Club. The Car Club is 4 safe test drive centers in Ottawa with hundreds of quality pre-owned vehicles, all at unbelievably low prices. TheCarClub.ca. Car buying the way it should be.
A message from Canadian Blood Services. Reason number 2 to join Canada's Lifeline. Donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days. That's why we need donors every day. There are lots of reasons to donate blood. Book now at blood.ca.
Donors are needed every day. There are over 1,400 appointments to be filled in Ottawa this month. Appointments are required to ensure physical distancing. Book now at blood.ca. We are located at 1575 Carling Ave.
Your doctor has written letters and filled out too many forms, and still your long-term disability claim has been denied. Now you feel helpless, but remember, you're not alone. My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your long-term disability claim has been denied for any reason, call me at 1-844-583-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, my lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 1-844-583-4878 or on your cell phone at pound.